We start with FI basic settings. Course objective, map the accounting structure of your company, explain the meaning of the terms and their difference, what is client, what is company code, what is business area. Create a company code, explain the use and advantages of the variant principle, explain the necessity and use of a fiscal year variant, explain different types of fiscal year variants, define a fiscal year variant according to your requirements, and assign the fiscal year variant to a company code. Also try to understand different currencies in SAP, explain the meaning of different exchange rate type, maintain exchange rate type, and use the different tools for maintaining exchange rate and explain the options for maintaining exchange rate. The basic settings are organizational units, variant principle, fiscal year, and currencies. So what are the objectives? You will understand how to map the accounting structure of your company using S/4HANA financial organizational units. Explain meaning of the term company code, business area, and the difference, and create a company code. So company code primarily is the smallest organizational unit in financial accounting for which we can have balance sheets and profit and loss from the system. Okay, so this is mainly created for external reporting purposes. It represents nothing but a legal entity. It can also represent a branch outside India of a company which has a branch. It can be created as a company code. So it is aligned with a legal company which is created and it is mapped in the system. So we see here there are these company codes created, company code 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000. Each of the can have a separate balance sheet and P&L. And separate postings are created with respect of a company code. Business area. Now, if you see, a business area is going across the company code. So we'll understand more of a business area in the subsequent slide, and these are the clients. So this is a SAP server where we can have multiple clients, client 00, client 001, and 400. Now, in each SAP installation, we can have multiple clients. Okay, now this is an SAP installation. We have client 1, client 2, client 3. So client is the highest level in S/4HANA system hierarchy. In SAP landscape, a client is an entity with independent information and data. So a client, typically this is a client wherein we have multiple company codes created and business area. So each client can have different information. Okay. So all the data is stored in respect to a client. So relationship between the client and organization unit. Each client is an independent unit. Okay, now if you see here, there are various clients. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Each client has a independent unit with separate master records and a complete set of tables and data. As you see here, this is the client and it has its own organizational unit, which is just only pertaining to a single client. Whereas a different client can have a different organizational unit of different data and all that. Now, typically clients are used for different purposes. One, now for example, we have 3 different clients in this. We have a development system. This is not a client, this is a server. Development, these are the servers. Okay, now we have a development system. We have a test system, that is a test server, or we can call it as a quality server. And we have the production server. Now, production server is where all the data is entered by the business. Live data is generally, all the data is captured in production system. But all developments happen in the development system. Okay, now development system, all the development happens. Within the development system, there can be multiple clients. Now, one client is 100. 100 is nothing but for configuration, where we call it as the golden client. So all the configurations are done in client 100. 101 could be a sandbox client. Okay, so we can just play around in this particular sandbox client. 102 is another client purely used by the developers. Okay, so here development team, BABAP team uses this particular client. So they create programs, reports, enhancements, everything through in this particular client. But please note, whatever developments or is done by the BABAP is cross-client. So any development which happens cross-client within the development system. Okay, so we have different clients here. Similarly, in test and quality system, we have different clients. Client 210 is for QA testing purpose. 220 could be used for training. 230 could be used for other training. So we can use different clients for training purposes so that data is kept on getting refreshed daily from one particular client, from example, a master client into these clients, 220, 230 and all that. So we can have multiple clients within the test or quality system. And within the production system, we always have one client. So client in this case is one client, production 100. So how do you log in into a system? So anywhere logging into systems, always log in with reference to a client. So here, typically this is the client code, and then the user enters his user ID and password and the logon language, and then press enter and he can log into the system. So a user always logs in with reference to a client. Now, organizational units. Now, what are the organizational units in the financial system, financial accounting? We have company code and business area. These are two organizational units within the financial accounting module. Now, company code. Now, company code is used for external reporting. We want to have a balance sheet and profit and loss account, or we want to report it to the income tax authorities, to the company authorities, to the GST authorities, or whatever. Business area is used for internal reporting. Okay, so a business area typically is used for internal reporting. It can be, in this case, it could be a division. It could be if within a company there are multiple divisions, so we can map those divisions as business areas. It can be, for example, a company is operating into multiple segments. It could be consumer segment, it could be textile segment, it could be manufacturing, consumer durable. It can be electronic segment. So this can be mapped as a business area. Alternatively, it could also be that we could map within a company code. We can have various locations mapped as business area. Let's say within India, there are multiple states. So multiple states could be mapped as business areas. So you can map Maharashtra or Gujarat or Pune, or for that matter in US, you can have each state mapped as a business area. Depending on the business requirement, we can map business areas. But please note, business area is across company code. Any posting can be done across business area, across company code. So single business area can be used across company codes, and it is used purely for internal reporting. So the definition is mentioned here. A company code represents an independent legal accounting entity that requires its own set of accounting records for reporting purpose. Balance sheet and profit and loss account can be created for a company code. So it is financial reports required by law are produced at company level. In case of a global company, a company code is created for each country. So in case of a global company, a company code is created for each country. It can be USA, Great Britain, Canada, or whatever. Okay. Now, business area represents separate area of operation within an organization and can be used across company codes. So they are balancing entities that can create their own set of financial statements for internal purposes. So it can create their own set of financial statements for internal purposes. So it can be a department. If you see here, the business areas can be created as departments. or it can be created as line of business. They represent a unit for which you wish to produce financial statement. So it can be a financial statement below the company code level. Okay. So it can be, let's say you want to go below the company code level, at department level, at line of business level. So you can do that at business area level. So here is the example of a business area, divisional reporting. So divisional reporting within the company, we have two business area one and business area. This is used for the different divisions. So here business area, there is no one-to-one mapping as such. Business area one can be used to post to company code one. Business area two can be used for company code two. Or you can even do cross. Company two can post to business area one and company one can post to business area two. But if you want to restrict the postings of a business area only to particular company code, then you need to write the validations in the system so that system users cannot post across company code. So here is the cross-company code business area. We saw the earlier example when business area was one-to-one. Now here is the case where business area one is posting to both company one and company two. Business area two is posting to both company one and company two. So how do you create a company code? So either we can copy an existing company code, which is whenever you create a company code, you can start with copying from 0001 is the company code which is normally available in SAP default system. So you can start creating by 0001, or you could create a company code from scratch. Now, what are the advantages of copying an existing company code? The advantage of copying an existing company code is that all the definitions or all the global parameters, customizing tables, everything gets copied automatically. You can even copy the general ledger accounts, but generally we don't do that. General ledger accounts are created manually in each system. And the account determination. So all of these tables are in the background gets copied if you copy an existing company code. So here, is the company which I showed earlier, 0001 SAP SE. This is a company, pre-configured company with country DE. Currency is Euro. Chart of account is INT. These are the default setups. You can possibly copy it. Creating a company code copying. Okay. So what we normally do is while copying, we edit the address data. So address data, we edit it for correspondence and require for evaluation report. Also, we must define a currency for each company code. Accounts are managed in the company code currency. So when you define a currency for each company codes, this is known as the local currency. Account managed in the company code currency. So this is known as the local currency. All other currencies are interpreted as foreign currencies. You must also enter a language key so that system can create text automatically in the correct language. For example, when issuing checks, the country key specifies which country is to be regarded as the home country. The system interprets all other countries as foreign. This is important for business or payment transactions. Different forms are required for foreign payment transactions. Now create a company code without copying. You can also define the company code and carry out the configuration yourself without using a reference company code. So in this case, you have to go and click on create and update all the details of the company code, which is shown below. So here we update the name, the state. Of course, we have to, even while copying also, we have to update, edit. So New York, something, whatever it is. Okay, language and all that. Summary is you should now be able to map the accounting structure of your company, explain the meaning of the term company code and business area and their difference, and create a company code. So, exercise time, create a company code, refer GL S4 HANA configuration document step 1.1.